Alright, this video is going to be about the different transport systems that transport your nutrients from your small intestine after they get absorbed in your small intestine to the different organs in your body, to the different cells in your body. The two different systems are the vascular system and the lymphatic system. So there are a few differences that I want you to know between the vascular system and the lymphatic system, and we're going to go ahead and put them down in this table. The first thing that I want you to know is what they're both made of. So the vascular system is made of blood. So it's going to contain water. It's going to contain your red blood cells. The lymphatic system is made up of a substance called lymph, and that's a yellowish clear fluid, and that also contains water, and it contains white blood cells instead of the red blood cells. The other difference between the two is that the vascular system has a pump. The pump that I'm referring to is your heart. Your heart pumps the blood around your body, right? So that's why it's considered the pump for the vascular system. So it's going to be pumping around that blood that has the nutrients that are going to be transported. Now, nutrients through the lymphatic system are not transported through a pump. There is no pump that's part of the lymphatic system. It's just the nutrients basically circulating between the cells. The pressure between the cells going back and forth moves it along the lymphatic system. So no pump there, just circulating between the cells. Okay. Now, the last thing that I want you to know about the vascular system and the lymphatic system is going to be what each of them transfers. So the vascular system is going to be transporting the majority of nutrients, and that's going to be everything that's water soluble. And then the lymphatic system is going to be transporting your fats and fat-soluble nutrients like your fat-soluble vitamins. Those are the main differences that I want you to know about the vascular system and the lymphatic system. Okay, so now that we have the differences down, I'm going to go ahead and move on to seeing how they all come together. The first thing that I want to do is put down the main organs, the main part of your body that are going to be involved in the system that we talk about today. So first thing you're going to have is going to be your lungs. The next thing you're going to have is going to be your heart. And the heart is divided into two main parts, the left side and the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that as well. Okay. And then we have your GI tract, or your digestive system. I'm just going to put it down as GI here. And then we have your liver. Now, there are other parts. There's your kidneys that are involved. There are for example, the different parts of your body, your brain, that the nutrients are transported to. But for the purpose of this class, of what we're going to be learning in this class, I just want you to know these parts of the system. So, the first thing that I want you to know before we go on is that when you see the word pulmonary, usually that's referring to the lungs. So we're going to say pulmonary equals lungs. When you see the word hepatic, that's usually referring to your liver. So we're going to say hepatic equals liver. The reason I'm telling you this, the reason it's important is because you're going to need to know the different veins and arteries that things are transported through from, for example, your heart to your lungs or your heart to your liver, things like that. And they have different names, and those names typically include the word either pulmonary or hepatic. And knowing what they're referring to, such as lungs or liver, can help you memorize the names or figure out where that certain vein or artery might be heading to or heading from. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go through the different sides of the heart and what they basically where they go. So we're going to do blue for the right side. Now the first thing that we're going to be doing is the heart transporting blood, transporting through the vascular system to your lungs. So it's going to be, we know that your lungs are important for breathing, for oxygen. So basically, you're going to be getting the oxygen from your blood. So we have blood going from the heart to the lungs, and it's going to be giving the lungs oxygen and taking from the lungs carbon dioxide and other wastes so that that can be sent out through the body. So coming from the heart to the lungs goes through something called a pulmonary artery. Now, another good thing to remember is that usually things that are leaving the heart leave in the form of an artery. So coming back in, typically things coming into the heart are referred to in the sense of veins. So the pathway of going from the lungs to the left side of the heart is through something called the pulmonary vein. Okay? Now, that's the only thing that we want to look at with regard to the right side of the heart for now. Now, moving on to the left side. The left side is going to be most of what we're going to learn about. So the left side is going to be, what leaves the left side is going to be in red. So the first thing that we know is that the blood leaving your heart from the left side mainly leaves out of an artery called the aorta. That is a major artery, the main artery. So we have something here called aorta. It's a major artery. Now, this aorta can take blood straight to the GI tract, straight to your digestive system, or it can take it straight to your liver. Okay? Now, remember, things leaving the heart are referred to as arteries. They usually leave in artery form. So we know the aorta is an artery, but as it separates and goes into the liver, this right here is referred to as the hepatic artery. It has a different name. And as you see, because it's going to the liver, it has the word hepatic. That's one way to remember. Now, we also have the nutrients that go straight from the heart, that are in the blood that goes straight from the heart through the aorta to the GI tract. Now, what the liver does, it detoxifies the substances that are in the blood. So if there's anything toxic, anything not good for you, anything bad for your body, the liver is going to take that out, basically filter it out, so that the blood that goes on through your system is what's good for you, and it leaves the bad stuff to be sent out of your body. So we want the nutrients to go through the liver. So what's already gone through the GI tract, we want that to pass through the liver so that it can filter out the bad things. So that's what's going to happen next. So here we have something called the hepatic portal vein. Again, the word hepatic because it's going to the liver. So I'm just going to put that down here, hepatic portal vein. That's referring to this pathway. So it's going to go ahead and go through the liver to be detoxified. And then whatever came through the hepatic artery or through the hepatic portal vein are both going to leave the liver and enter the right side of the heart. And this pathway is something we call the hepatic vein. And again, hepatic because it has to do with the liver, and vein because remember, things coming into the heart typically come in through veins, things leaving the heart typically leave through arteries. Another way to remember. Now